Part 1, the bottom. There's a version of anxiety nobody talks about. Not the shaking hands, not the racing heart. It's the quiet kind. The kind where you wake up every morning already exhausted. You lie awake, replaying conversations that already happened, rehearsing ones that haven't, preparing for disasters that never come, but feel absolutely real. Anxiety makes you a prisoner in your own life. You're physically present, but mentally, you're always somewhere else. Always bracing for impact. You want to move. You want to do something. But every time you try, something pulls you back down. Doubt. Fear. That voice that says, what if it goes wrong? The worst part? You start to believe the chains are real. That this is just who you are. That this is the ceiling of your life. Anxiety convinces you that the distorted version in the mirror is the truth. That the fear is wisdom. That playing small is safety. You scroll. You distract. You avoid. Because facing the silence means facing yourself. And that feels like the most dangerous thing in the world. And so you stay comfortable in the discomfort. Because at least the anxiety is familiar. At least you know what to expect. But somewhere, buried deep underneath all that fear, there's a part of you that refuses to accept this as the end of the story. That ember, no matter how small, is the beginning of everything. Everything starts with one choice: to not let fear be the loudest voice in the room. Part 2. Level 1, awareness. Level 1 isn't confidence. It's not bravery. Level 1 is simply the moment you stop pretending everything is fine and admit something needs to change. Awareness is brutal, because once you see the patterns, the avoidance, the overthinking, the excuses, you can't unsee them. You start watching yourself. The way you shrink in conversations. The way you say yes when you mean no. The way you disappear so nobody gets a chance to reject you. Awareness doesn't feel good at first. It feels like shame. But that shame is the alarm clock, not the punishment. You start sitting with the discomfort instead of running from it. Not because it's easy, but because you're tired of running. Every day, you choose the harder answer. Not the comfortable lie, the uncomfortable truth. Because the truth gives you something to work with. Level 1 is ugly. It doesn't look like strength. It looks like a man sick of being weak, and that's enough. That anger? Channel it. It's fuel. You make one small promise to yourself, and for the first time in a long time, you keep it. It's tiny, but it changes something in your chest. Awareness ends the autopilot. You're no longer just reacting to your fear. You're watching it. And anything you can observe, you can eventually control. The man who admits he needs to grow is already stronger than the man who pretends he doesn't. You've taken the first step. Don't stop here. Part 3. Level 2. Showing up despite the fear. Level 2 is where most people quit. Because here you have to actually do the thing while you're still afraid. Not after the fear is gone. While it's fully here. You speak up in the room. You do the uncomfortable thing, and your whole body screams at you to stop. Action before confidence. You don't get the feeling first. You earn the feeling through the doing. Your nervous system will lie to you. It will say, not today. You're not ready. Ignore it. The door doesn't care about your feelings. Every time you survive the scary thing, something shifts. The fear is still there. But so is the evidence that you can handle more than you thought. Level 2 is where most people quit. Because here you have to actually do the thing while you're still afraid. Not after the fear is gone. While it's fully here. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the track record of walking through it. You are building that track record right now. Nobody is going to see this part of your journey. This is the private, invisible war that builds real men. While everyone else is comfortable, you're forging yourself. This difference compounds. Slowly. Then all at once. You're no longer just surviving your fear. You're beginning to master it. Level 2 is where the real story begins. Part 4. Level 3. Discipline becomes identity. Level 3 is where you stop being motivated by feeling and start being driven by identity. The work is no longer a decision every morning. It's just what you do. You are someone who does the work, and that changes everything. The anxiety shrinks. Now you have weeks of proof that you can handle hard things. The fear can't lie to you the same way anymore. Discipline isn't punishment. It's protection. The days you have a plan are the days anxiety has the least power over you. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. Readiness is a myth. Willingness is what actually matters. Every day you build, you signal to your brain, I am reliable. I do what I say I will do. That signal rewires you from the inside. Situations that used to break you now just feel like work. Hard work, but manageable work. There's a gap now between what happens to you and how you respond. That gap is called wisdom. You built it with every day you didn't quit. Level 3 is where character is built. Not celebrated. Not rewarded. Just built. In the silence and the daily commitment. You're no longer building habits. You are building a person. And that person is harder to break every single day. Part 5. Level 4. Confidence becomes default. Your posture changes. Your voice changes. You start taking up space. Not because you're trying to, but because you finally believe you're allowed to. The self-criticism quiets. Not because you've become perfect, but because you've proven you can be trusted. You stop rehearsing conversations. You trust yourself to handle whatever comes in real time. Confidence at level 4 doesn't scream. It's the quiet certainty of a man who knows who he is and doesn't need anyone else to confirm it. When people push your boundaries, you don't collapse or explode. You hold the line, calmly, clearly, without apology. You stop needing external validation. Silence is no longer a threat. Being alone is no longer rejection. You have your own company, and it's enough. Criticism no longer destroys you. You can separate who you are from what someone thinks of you. You make decisions faster. You trust your judgment, because your judgment has earned that trust. The work stops being a punishment to fix yourself and becomes an expression of who you are. A slow burn, until one morning you realize the fear is no longer driving. You are. Part 6, Level 5, Unstoppable. Level 5 is the knowledge, deep in your bones, that none of it can break you. What used to take everything from you now just takes a breath and a decision. That's not arrogance. That's earned. The discipline is no longer a fight. It's a rhythm. It doesn't feel like sacrifice anymore. It feels like home. You move through the world with a groundedness that other people feel before you say a single word. Presence is real. You have it now. Failure becomes information. You take the lesson, drop the shame, and keep moving. That ability to recover fast, that's the real superpower. You will look back and barely recognize who you were. Not with contempt, but with gratitude. That broken version of you made the choice to change. He deserves respect. You stop being obsessed with your own growth and start wanting to pull others up because you remember what it felt like to be at the bottom, looking up. This is what unstoppable looks like. Not invincible, not perfect, just the unbreakable knowledge that you will keep going because you built it. There is no final destination called unstoppable. It's a daily practice, a choice you make every morning. Who are you going to be today? You started as an ember, afraid, small, almost extinguished, but you chose to burn anyway. And now look at what you've become. The journey from anxiety to unstoppable confidence is not a myth. It is a practice, and it starts the moment you decide you're no longer willing to stay small.